Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to explain what causes the hiccups and why certain tricks might work better than others. And you actually see hiccups in the ER.
Sure do, Christy and Devin. You know, hiccups are usually just an annoyance, but over my decades in the ER, I have seen plenty of patients show up with hiccups that they just couldn't get to go away. Now, once you've come to the hospital, the real issue for us is finding out if something serious could be the cause. But as far as stopping them, we do have some additional tricks. Honestly, though, we usually start with many of the things that your mother may have told you to try.
When you ask people in downtown Detroit, one hiccup remedy stands out.
What do you do to get rid of hiccups when you get them?
Yeah, I usually hold my breath for as long as I can.
Hold my breath.
I stop my breath.
Hold my breath for 45 seconds.
Hold my breath, hold my nose. I don't know, 20 seconds if I can.
And just behind holding your breath is...
Or I drink water. I drink water.
I usually drink water really fast. To drink water really fast, that would help too.
But if those fail, answers are all over the place.
Holding my breath and putting my head upside down.
Have somebody try to scare me. My sibling has scared me. Like they've jumped out from behind a wall.
And when you search online, as you might expect, there are all kinds of ideas. Drinking a glass of water from the opposite side. Plugging your ears while drinking water. Taking small sips of water without breathing. Eating some sugar. Sucking a lemon. Drinking a shot of vinegar. Hugging your knees. Pulling on your tongue. Repeating the phrase, "I am not a fish." Now, some of these may look ridiculous, but there is a plausible explanation behind many of them. Hiccups are basically a reflex or short circuit that involves two main nerves. The vagus nerve, one of the most important in the body, controlling heart, lung, and digestive functions, and the phrenic nerve, which causes the diaphragm, that's the breathing muscle under our lungs, to contract. A hiccup happens when your diaphragm contracts unexpectedly, causing a quick breath in, while at almost the same time your glottis, part of the respiratory tract in your throat, closes, abruptly ending the breath. This creates the uncomfortable breath spasm feeling and the characteristic sound. The vagus and phrenic nerve maintain this pattern in a reflex gone wrong.
There are a lot of home remedies that work, however, they're just not very consistent.
Dr. Abdul Karim Udaman is a Henry Ford Health pulmonologist and critical care physician.
They share a principle of trying to break the reflex arc.
For example, drinking water or holding your breath send different impulses through these nerves, breaking the cycle. Honestly, though, some common remedies don't really have a good explanation beyond a placebo effect. By now, you might wonder why we hiccup to begin with. Well, no one really knows for sure, but one good theory is that it may be a leftover fetal reflex. While we're growing in the womb, we don't actually breathe since we live in a pocket of amniotic fluid. So, to strengthen our diaphragm and other breathing muscles, babies in the womb hiccup for exercise. While it's possible fetal hiccups might serve a purpose, hiccups as a reflex in fully developed people have never been found to have any value.
They can be very benign for the most case. However, there are sometimes you'd want to be concerned about hiccups.
Harmless causes of hiccups include an overfull stomach, carbonated beverages, and alcohol use, just to name a few. Even spicy foods have been implicated. These hiccups will generally go away with a simple remedy, but
if they're having hiccups for over 2 days or several episodes within a 2-day period, then that would be a good time to seek medical attention.
That's because there can be serious causes, including cancers, electrolyte problems, medications, and in rare cases, even a stroke or heart attack.
Now, breath holding is the go-to home remedy for hiccups, but there are actually better ways to hold your breath, and it's called a supra-maximal inspiration. And I'm going to invite you guys to play along here. So the way this works is you start by taking a deep breath and you hold it for 10 seconds. Now, for time, we're not going to do that. Then you take another slightly deeper breath on top of that. You hold it for 5 more seconds. And then you top that off with another deeper breath that you hold for 5 more seconds. So after that time has passed,
how weird do we look doing this?
Assuming you don't throw up or something else, you exhale suddenly. And there is actually really good research that shows that a supra-maximal inspiration works better than just holding your breath alone.
Or putting a paper towel over that. So, but what do you do for people who come to the ER?
So, we have some special tricks like medications, for example, as well as some physical maneuvers maneuvers. But for us, the real challenge, frankly, is ruling out more serious causes, and that's going to mean testing. Now, another thing I do want to mention, though, is if you are someone who frequently gets difficult to manage hiccups, there is actually a device being sold that says it can stop hiccups. And I talked to the inventor, and I will have that story tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Think of the ER. You show them the bill, and it scares it right out of them with the back of the
Way to scare them out.
Yes, I know.
Exactly.
I know. All right.